What's the darkest and dirtiest secret you never told anyone? I think about it sometimes, that one thing I've never told anyone. Not my friends, not my family, not even the person it involved. It's the kind of secret that keeps you up at night and makes your chest feel heavy, or just makes you feel proud you actually did it. I was raped by a girl. She'd been trying to get out of my friend zone for years, even offering me a free trip to Hawaii as long as we had sex while there. One night, she came out drinking with me and some friends. We barely made it back to my apartment, 3 blocks away. I woke up at some point, still drunk and unable to move, with her riding me. I was too out of it to react or say more than a few slurred words. When I finally came to the next morning, she was gone, and I never heard from her again. Her dad was a cop at the time. This is the first time I'm telling anyone. I went through a similar experience. Girl in the friend group was super into me, but I wasn't into her. She tried on multiple occasions and I had always shut it down. She showed up one night to a party with a bottle of Jack for me. Being in my early 20s, I drank the shit out of a free bottle of whiskey and woke up to her writing me too. That whole thing about men not being raped is such infuriating bullshit. I want to have sex with all of my brothers-in-law. They all look alike. At once? Oh, that's a dream. I'm 19 and have been deeply suicidal since 7th grade. I work 2 jobs and basically have no life outside of work because I dropped out last year, and almost all of my friends are still in school. If I'm lucky, I get 1 day off every week and I just can't take it anymore. But I can't quit because I'm really good at being a line cook. Both of my bosses have told me I'm the best cook they've had since opening. So I stay, because I'd feel guilty leaving. I just want to make others happy, since I can't seem to feel happiness myself. Earlier this year at a work party, my boss gave me Coke, and I tried it for the first time. I got hooked immediately. It started as fun with coworkers, but quickly turned into using it just to keep going. Now I'm a full-blown addict, doing at least 5 grams a week. Honestly, it sounds like you need a freaking break, dude. It's really admirable that you care about making others happy, but you can't go on like this. It's not fair for you. You should care about achieving happiness for yourself, just as you do for others. One of my exes was an escort. While we were dating, she lost her job and couldn't afford her lifestyle anymore, so she found a couple of sugar daddies. I never got jealous, but I did become really paranoid about STDs and got tested often. Once she found a well-paying job in her field, she stopped doing sex work. Later we broke up, and I got a gift from her, a syphilis. I was in college, home for the summer, at a big party at a high school friend's family's lake house. I started feeling a rumble and knew the beer shits were coming. The bathroom line was several people long and I wasn't going to make it. I stuffed some napkins in my pocket, went outside and crossed the street into the woods. I did a wall squat against a tree and let it rip. While pulling up my pants, my foot slipped a bit and, being drunk as a skunk, I didn't think much of it. The next morning, the host of the party, a girl I went to high school with, was loudly complaining about her dog tracking shit across the carpet. It was me. I had slipped in my own shit and tracked it into the house. Nobody noticed because of the chaos of the party. When I was a teenager, my grandma came to visit and she wanted me to show her my room. She was just trying to be nice and connect with me because I was in my rebellious teenage phase. She noticed that my desk was all dirty and dusty, so she wanted to give me some cleaning tips. She said, "You can use a dirty shirt from your hamper to wipe the dust off," and she proceeded to grab an old shirt that I used, after I played solo. It had been recently used. So there I was in my room with my grandma, her hands in my desk wet, and not with water. I honestly don't know how she didn't realize it just by the smell, but bless her heart, she never noticed or said anything. When I was about 18 years old, I had a friend that was a year older than me, a giant guy that everyone in our high school loved and had a super outgoing personality and unmistakable laugh. We used to hang out all the time and smoke and things. I didn't have an older brother, and he was definitely like my older brother. We worked together, and we would smoke during our breaks. One time he asked me to go to the bathroom at work with him, and when we were in, there he goes in one stall and I am in the other. Before I start to pee, he said, "Let's play with the python." I thought it was funny, and I was high, and didn't really think anything of it, so we did that in the bathroom. Not together, but in stalls next to each other with a divider. It didn't seem like a homosexual thing for some reason. We did that a bunch of times at work, and it never went beyond that. One time he did call me at my house, and we did that together on the phone, Again, no sexual talk. He didn't say anything specifically sexual to me or describe what he wanted to do to me. But I remember after that time I thought it was kind of odd. Later he died from cancer. I've never told anyone about what we did. For some reason I felt like I owed it to him to never tell anyone our secret. I honestly think that he was gay and was slowly working his way towards making a move on me, but never did. It's been something I've wanted to tell someone forever and never have. I used to take the batteries out of my parents' TV remote, use them in my vibrator, and then put them back in the remote. My dad always wondered why the remote control worked for such a short time and batteries have to be changed so often. This isn't my darkest secret, but it's something I witnessed and never told anyone. We're 4 close friends who got married around the same time 2 years ago. 2 of them moved abroad after marriage. I moved to another city and the 4th friend also relocated within the same country. So only 2 of us remained in the same country. Before 5 months from today, I was thinking that I should give a surprise to my friend who is staying in the same country by visiting her in-laws' house. I know her full address. I booked tickets and went there before 2 months from now. She got surprised and was very happy, she said. It was my plan to stay for 12 days in the city. She insisted me to stay in her house for this time and not in any hotel. I accepted her offer, which I should not. Her husband is a gentleman, with a nice look and income. He loves her a lot. I know that because I had conversations with him many times on phone. As because her mother-in-law already died before her marriage, there are only 3 members in her house including her. So the actual things begin from there. I found that her father-in-law is a big pervert. He seeks for chances so that he can touch her. And my friend don't react on all these. Sometimes he touches her thighs, sometimes he touches her neck or waist. He was continuously touching her inappropriately and it was more shocking thing for me that she was not giving any reaction to that. She wears shorts in front of him and it reveals her thighs completely. One day, it was my 9th day of staying in her house. I was in her room at afternoon while she was in her kitchen. I was scrolling through Instagram but suddenly I heard that her father-in-law came in kitchen and after 5 minutes I was able to hear their laughs and that she was saying to him, "She'll leave in 3 days. After that you can do whatever you want." And he replied, "I can't wait." I slowly walked a few steps to see what is happening and I got the biggest shock which I can never imagine. Her father-in-law was grabbing her from behind and his hand was in her trousers. Instead of any defensive steps, she was laughing with him. I was not able to say a word at that time. To confirm that what I was watching is true or not, I got hide and saw them for 2 minutes. They couldn't see me but I saw everything. I don't know what forced her to do so. She has a nice husband. Don't have any issues related with financial problems. Her husband loves her a lot. She is also very beautiful. I can't understand the reason behind that. After that moment, I came back in room, booked my new ticket, and started packing my bag. I told her that my mom is not well and I have to go. I came back in my city. I never shared this with anyone. My grandpa showed me a picture of a family reunion from back in the 70s. He pointed out this fat cat-looking guy and told me that he was his cousin from Connecticut. He said he would show up to these reunions and shower everyone with gifts. I googled the name, and it turns out that guy was in the mafia and played a major role in a historic moment for organized crime in Connecticut and New York. One summer I fell in love with one of my cousins when I was 18 and she was 19. During her visit, she kissed me. I said we couldn't do that again, and she agreed. But she added that she was glad that we kissed at least once. Nothing else physical ever happened between us. We still see each other sometimes now, and every time we're together I wish she could have been anybody else's cousin, just not my cousin. She once told me outright that she wishes the same thing. She brings her husband to family reunions. He and I look alike, have the same hobbies, share the same sense of humor. But so far nobody seems to have noticed that she married my clone. My parents have no idea what their version of tough love really led to. Kicking me out at 19 didn't build character. It pushed me straight into survival mode. I ended up joining a gang not because I wanted to, but because I needed a roof over my head and something to eat. They believe a kind friend helped me get a job, but the truth is, I was basically working as a slave, collecting money under my couch. Eventually I scraped together enough to buy a phone and a SIM card and applied for real jobs. The gang didn't want to let me go. They wanted my labor, so I negotiated. I started paying them rent to stay out of their operations. And a few months later I found a way out completely. They don't know how close I came to jail. I didn't get a record, just a good behavior bond and a bit of cash for keeping my mouth shut. It was criminals who gave me my first chance at starting over. I love my parents, I really do. But when I say I forgive them, part of me still doesn't. So if you're a parent thinking that homelessness will teach your child a lesson, please think again. I've been stuck in a cycle of porn and masturbation for about 4 years now. I'm 18, finishing high school. It sucks up time I could spend on being productive. It's affected my self-worth, the way I think, my emotions. I've made small attempts to stop, but I always fall back into the same pattern. The longest I've gone without giving in was just a single day. It's become such an automatic habit that I sometimes catch myself doing it without even realizing, and I know that's not a good sign. On days when I have nothing going on, I've ended up doing it 4 or 5 times. I hate that it's become so normal to me. I just want to break free from it, to get my mind back. You are in high school, so what you are dealing with isn't that abnormal. There are times back in the day as a teen I wish I had stopped at 5. You probably aren't breaking any records out there. You'll grow out of that, especially when you'll get other things to do. I turned 25 this year. When I was younger, I wished that my severely disabled little brother was never born. I love my little brother, I really do, and I feel awful that I have these thoughts. But the way he is completely altered my life and my entire family. He will always need to be taken care of, and all plans must work around him. When my parents pass, it will be my sister and I who take care of him. It's not his fault, but I would sometimes resent him. Never told anyone because of the guilt I feel. If you have any secrets that you can't keep to yourself anymore, feel free to share them in the comments below. Also, let us know what kind of stories you'd like to hear in the next video. Thank you for watching.